All right, hey, hi, here we go. Use that for later, spoiler. All right, let's train. All right, it's like the Philippines up in this bee. It's nice and warm in my garage. Okay, so what we're doing is we're gonna define it. We're gonna find a shot and we're gonna be detailed, and I'm gonna show you guys how I train and how I am detailed and how I work my process, because we're just gonna keep making these videos and keep showing you guys how I do it, and hopefully it helps. Okay, so we've got this ball here. I just randomly put it out. It's a little bit above this line, just so we can have a reference. I don't know, we'll just go ear right on this cross section right here. Okay, and we got this about a ball width off the rail, roughly. It's a little bit more, that's fine. And all I'm doing first is I'm considering my thickness to make the ball, okay? And if I hit it too thick, it'll hit over here. If I hit it too thin, it'll go over here. If I hit it just right, it'll go in the center. And I know that if I hit it thicker, physics, the cue ball will slow down coming up this rail. If I hit it thinner, the cue ball will go farther. So with this shot, what I'm trying to do is make it. I'm trying to hit the cue ball in the center, vertical access center, not left or right. And I'm trying to hit it in the upper portion of the center because I want the ball to be rolling. And I want to have a level cue, because if I hit it down, if I don't pay attention and I go like this, I'm going to end up hitting down and hitting stun. It's going to change my rolling ball. So those are the components that I'm thinking about when I'm designing the shot and figuring out the shot. And so we're going to first start with a rolling ball like I did on the other videos. And I'm just going to find out where this thing goes. And I'm going to watch for thickness. I'm going to watch for the physics, meaning how the energy transfers from the object ball to the cue ball, all those things. And then I'm going to watch the geometry, meaning how thickness affects where it comes off the rail. If I hit a little thicker, it'll come back this way. If I hit a little thinner, it'll go forward. So I'm going to watch those things. And then I'm going to watch my cue angle, make sure I'm nice and level, going straight. I don't really have to watch that so much anymore because I'm pretty dialed on that. I don't really do that. But when I'm training people, I watch for that, and it came out yesterday when we were trying to hit a spot on the rail with one of my students. So I do watch for that when I'm training people. But anyways, really what I'm trying to do is find out how much I can hold the cue ball in this range. And so when I step to the table, I look at it and I say, if I wanted to hold the cue ball, that'll just be obvious. If I wanted to hold the cue ball in here, I won't be able to hit the one ball hard enough. It won't have enough energy to push the one ball into the pocket. It's just too steep of an angle, right? Now, if I was here, I could easily do it. And then as we go up with more angle, it becomes more difficult. So that's kind of a concept that I want to teach you guys, is like thinking about what's possible on the shot. The next thing would be to go to this line in training and say, can I hit that soft enough to hold it into this line? I'm going to say with a natural rolling ball, it's not going to. That one ball is probably going to stop right about here, okay? It's not going to make it all the way there. As we move up to this line, now I think we have just enough room to get somewhere between here, this line and this line, okay, at this angle. Okay, and this is a Brunswick Gold Crown 4 1/8 pocket, so I have to hit it pretty accurate. I can't hit it too thick and cheat it and do all that to slow the cue ball down. And they're new rails. There's some sort of Timmy Tunjum got me the best rails for Brunswicks, and didn't shim them, brought them all out. This thing's beautiful. Thank you, Timmy. Okay, so here we go. So we know that this line ain't happening. This line is probably not happening. This line could happen, and this line is guaranteed to be okay in my mind before I shoot it. So before I start adding any spin, I'm just rolling it and trying to find out how do we dribble it over the pocket and hold the cue ball. So let's find out together, huh? Oh my gosh, it's better than I thought. So it can make it to the pocket with that. This one obviously never going to happen. This one, yes. So that's cool. So we learn something on the shot. We learn what's possible. And we do it again. And that was a little uncomfortable, right? Because when I hit it, I had no idea if it was going to make it to the pocket or not. So if I'm going to hit it again and try to hold it to this line, I'm going to be uncomfortable with that ball making it to the pocket and this ball stopping before that line. So I'm going to hit it again and try it. I'm going to hit it high. And that was a little thinner, and the cue ball came up with the energy a little bit, so I'm learning, but I'm still in this line. So now I'm like, oh, okay, I'm learning. And what I'm learning is, as long as I don't hit it so thick I chunk it into the rail, I can slow that thing down and keep it within this range. And I'm less anxious now. I've hit the 2 shots, and now I'm less anxious about the shot. I already know that this is impossible. I know that this is like super possible, and I know that this is uncomfortable. But now that I've hit 2 shots and I've seen thickness and I've seen how the cue ball reacts, meaning I've seen the thickness, I've seen the physics, the energy transfer, and I've seen the angle, because I'm paying attention to the angle too. It's just coming kind of straight up this line, okay? So I'll do it again. And see, I'm just getting used to the speed at which I need to hit it to make it. And I'm not, the other thing I did there when I'm training is I want to stay down. So now that I'm in this, I went from this, oh gosh, I don't know, 3 minutes ago I was uncomfortable hitting into this zone. Now I'm comfortably hitting it into this zone right here, this quadrant. And now that I'm comfortable after the 3rd shot, because I'm present, because I'm not freaking out, because I'm understanding the physics and I'm using it to play position, okay? Now I can stay down on the shot. So I can come down, fold, and I can stay calm and just push it in. Okay? And that one, I pay attention and I'm like, okay, I pulled back a little too far and got a little bit too much energy, so I crossed over the line. I don't panic, I don't freak out, I don't say, this is ridiculous, this is taking too long. These are the I'm sorry, I'm not trying to pick on anybody, I'm just trying to say, like, I'm trying to share my thoughts on how I train and how calm I am and how detailed focused I am and process focused and not results focused. So let's do it again. Now we're gonna have a little shorter stroke, biomechanics, same thickness, and just roll. And now we got it, back again, okay? And so I'm always I'm always blending, okay? I'm blending, and I'm gonna be a broken record, but I'm blending biomechanics, physics, geometry, okay? And I'm blending, and I understand that there's a very limited amount of things I need to consider. It's not unlimited. So for me to hit this shot, I just pay attention to what's happening and I make adjustments, right? So when I crossed across, I'm like, yeah, it wasn't thickness, it was speed. It wasn't spin because we're not using spin. It was speed. So it was speed of my stroke, which was too long. And I went back and replayed the shot in my head when the cue ball came here, and I'm like, too long of a stroke. So then I went back to the next shot, shortened up my stroke, not my bridge, but my pendulum length, not my bridge length, but my pendulum length, and I came up with the right shot. So now I'm gonna do it again. And that one, I look at it and I'm like, man, a little longer pendulum, but I got away with it almost because it touched the rail going in, thickness. So what does that do? It transfers the energy to the object ball, takes the energy off the cue ball, and allows me to stay really close to that zone. So now we've gone through that process, right? I've gone through that process. I've trained. I understand where my parameters are. I understand how my biomechanics are on this shot already, meaning I'm going to have a shorter stroke length and then I understand the energy transfer, which is to barely dribble this thing over, and I'm comfortable with that. I've gone from being completely uncomfortable and kind of panicky before I turned on the camera to now I'm fine. I got it all solved. It's easy. I got 4, 5, 6 shots under me. I understand how this position works. I've solved the shot already, okay? And I've gone from I don't know what's going to happen to I solved the shot, and it happened within a half dozen shots, okay? So now I say, okay, can I squeeze? What could I do to squeeze to get the cue ball to stay short of this line? Is there anything I can do? I already know that hitting it thick will slow the cue ball down some, but I don't know if I can hit thick enough and soft enough to hold it under this line. So let me try. I mean, I don't think it's gonna work, but let me try. High ball, thick and soft, short stroke, barely over. Okay, that's about as that's about as thick and soft. That was the maximum, okay? And the maximum is like right at this point. So it's kind of cool. Now, I'm asking myself, would I want to hit that under pressure in a tournament or gambling, on a stream, whatever, when it's meaningful, in the league for the acrylic trophy? And my answer is, I'm not sure about that. I don't know about that. If I have to, I have it in my bag. Obviously, I can hit it, and I just did. And it's important that we practice it, because if you can't get comfortable with that shot right there, you're going to have big problems, because you're going to have to slug everything, and you're always going to have to play a different style position. So if you can't hit an uncomfortable shot like this and understand the parameters of it, there's 2 problems. One is you're skipping past the steps of learning, which is completely terrible, and it's going to stunt your growth. And 2 is you don't have all the shots in your tool bag. Okay, so we could debate whether or not I'd ever hit this shot in my life ever again. And the answer would be, I will, before I'm dead, hit this shot under pressure for sure. Now, let's see if there's a way that we can increase the pace and hold it in here. And that's going to be, now we've been talking about thickness and speed only. Now we're going to add spin. Okay, so I know that if I hit down on the ball, it will kill it a little bit. So I'm going to try to hit a shot and see if I hit that same shot and I aim lower on the cue ball down here, and I just did that same dribble shot. Well, I got a similar result, but I was able to accelerate through and hit it a little harder, okay? Because the shot that I hit before that, it barely got over the edge of the thing, and it went thick, it wiped its feet going in, and it was like a sweat for it to go in. That one, I held it to just on the other side of my cue, and I was able to hit it with more of an accelerating stroke. So let's try it again. Same thing. It's just a little bit farther. It's a little bit more accelerating. So I'm not hitting that dribbly stroke. I'm able to accelerate more and get it within, like, basically a ball away from where it was. So I'm looking and I'm learning and I'm saying, okay, I'm on the outsides of what I'm comfortable with that dribbly, barely make it, is it gonna go, is it not gonna go shot. And I realized, well, if I hit low on it and kind of wipe it when it's going in, I can accelerate, hit it a little bit more pace into the pocket, and get the cue ball to be within a ball width, like 3 inches of the dribbly shot that I would not want to hit under pressure. So this is an uncomfortable shot to hit here. This is a super uncomfortable shot. But it's a good shot to have, and that one was a little thin. I think I went to the thin side of the pocket. Now I'm hitting it with some more pace, right? I'm hitting with some more pace, but now I'm hitting it with more pace, a little more acceleration, less dribble, and I'm still staying well within that second diamond. So let's try it again. Maybe I can get a little shorter on my stroke this time and really wipe it and see if I can change it. Like that, see? And I'm in jeopardy of it not going. But that's the same stroke I hit, okay? Almost the identical result of a high ball with a low ball, but that one I hit with an accelerating stroke. And so there was more energy. It was a little bit, let's say, comfortable stroking speed, because even if I hit it soft and it barely makes it to the pocket, like the other shot I hit, super thick and it dribbled in, that should be an accelerating stroke too. It should be just a really short push acceleration like that. See that? That's an accelerating stroke with a shorter stroke, okay? Now, I was able to hit a longer, more comfortable stroke, whatever you want to call it, feeling more accelerating and getting the same shot as I just hit with that low ball compared to that shot. And the advantage is that the shot I hit with the low ball with the accelerating stroke, it stayed in that same zone of right here, but there was never a jeopardy. Well, I can't remember. Did it barely drop? Let's try it again. It seemed like that one might have barely dropped too. So let's try it again. So we're trying to blend the right accelerating low stroke. There we go. Like that's right on the line, a little, just about. And that's an accelerating low stroke, and I'm able to get some energy going to the 4-ball, but still killing the cue ball. Let's try it again. Low stroke, and I want a short stroke length and accelerate. Like that. And thick helps. Okay, that was probably a little thick, which is fine, killed the cue ball, a little high. So, who cares? I'm rabbit holed here. But what I'm saying is, this is how I'm learning these shots and hitting these shots. And the problem is, if I sit here and hit this shot over and over again, and I only hit this shot with a slow, bunty little ball, I'm not learning, I'm not getting the full effect of what's happening. I'm trying to lean on being comfortable all the time. And so basically what I'm doing while I'm training and talking to you guys is I'm getting completely comfortable with an uncomfortable shot. And in an uncomfortable situation, talking to you guys is not super comfortable. There it is. Yeah, so that's a shot that I'd like you guys to work on. And I'm gonna tell you the trick, okay? I told you the physics trick. There's no real geometry going on because we're just going up the line here. There is a biomechanics trick though, and the longer you get on your stroke, the more impossible it is to hit this shot and hit it with an acceleration in your stroke. If you get really long with your stroke, back here, the only way to hit this ball is you have to decelerate. Okay? And you might be like, well, that's the same shot. It's the same result. Why does it matter? And it matters because you do not want to decelerate into your shot. You want to accelerate into your shot, okay? Deceleration is a killer. Acceleration is a killer in a good way. So we don't want to be decelerating into our shot. It takes decades. Everything I'm teaching you guys, I'm trying to take the decades off this learning curve for you. Because under pressure, deceleration looks like this. Long stroke. Okay. It looks like that. It also looks like this. Okay. Long stroke, deceleration. Well, I gotta have a good, long, smooth stroke, but I gotta hit soft. It's the same, that's the way it looks. Versus having a nice, compact, correct length of stroke to get the right energy on the cue ball to get that ball to go. So we'll hit it low too. Accelerate. See, I'm pushing through and I'm creating that connection with that 7. I'm accelerating with power through and getting that ball to like go into the pocket. So what I want you guys to look at is how soft it is, how the energy transfers, and how you get that ball to go and control this line, okay? I want you guys to set this up on your table. Now, if you have a diamond, it's very likely it's gonna spring off, potentially. Depends on your humidity, depends on everything. Like I said, it's like the Philippines in here. So maybe it is, who knows, maybe it's springy and you're in an air-conditioned spot and it's not so springy. But it doesn't matter the table, it matters the information. It matters the detail. So get this up there, work through it, find the details, and go from there. And then, okay, if you know that you can hold it here and it's stressful, then you know that you can get here and all you have to do is get like 2% longer on your stroke to come up into that zone. And so spend some time in the next zone. So there's a zone here, there's a zone here, there's a zone here, there's a zone here. Okay, let's make it super simple. I told you I was gonna bring this out, all right? We're gonna run through this one time, Daddy. And we're gonna hit these zones, okay? So here's a zone. This is actually pretty, we can't even hit this side of the zone. So we wanna be honest and have our expectations. I did an expectation video. We wanna have our expectations correct, okay? So we're gonna create these zones and then we're gonna practice. Practice these zones because it's gonna be stroke length and thickness that's gonna get us in these zones. And, okay, so we'll just go zone 1, 2, 3, okay? For now. And we're gonna set it up and we're gonna hit and we're gonna go through and we're gonna be like, okay, let's see. Zone 1. Okay. Just center ball, no English, no low ball. Zone 2. Zone 1. Okay, then we keep going. That's why we're training. Would you think I was gonna get it perfect? Were you crazy? You think I was gonna go 1, 2, 3? Think I care? Okay, try zone 2 again. Okay, there's zone 2. Now we're gonna go to zone 3. Oh, I thought the tape was gonna save me. All right, and then we'll just go zone 4. We'll call it past there, halfway to the side pocket. I don't want to retape it. Oh, that was zone 3. Okay, so anyways, you get it. So that's what I would do. I would train, and then let's figure it out. Why are we training these zones? Why does it matter? Okay? Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Because we're going to be playing 9-ball. And it matters. Okay? Go here. Go here. And we're going to go here. All right? So the zone I like to get on the 9-ball is this zone. I don't like this zone because I'm having to pound it and stun it. Here in this zone, let's just call it right here, I can just roll it and just put a little bit of low on it and a little bit of outside and just push it in and come down for the 9, okay? See how quiet that is, how simple it is? I froze on the rail. Okay, but that's good, we know that. Here's the shot from this zone, okay? Where was it? It was like right here, okay? Now I'm having to pound it, okay? Same shot, but I have to pound it to get it to come out, which is fine. We can play poundy pool. It's totally good. Poundy pool works. But as we get less angle, we have to pound it more. I should mark that 8. Not being fair. See, now we're kind of screwed. We're reaching. It's like this. It's super straight. It's like, oh, I got to pound it. See, if I do that, it's like, this is how I see people play. That's how I've played my whole life. Okay, so we're going to go here, and we're going to realize that this is our good angle. This is our pound angle. This is our we're in trouble angle. Okay, so we're playing pool, and we ignore all these balls, and we want to hit and stay on the 8 ball, right? And it's super stressful because it's a 7, 8, 9. And you guys are watching, so it's super stressful. See, now, got my chalk right there. Now I just wipe it with a little low and a little outside, and I come straight down for my shot. Super quiet, super nice, super easy, okay? So that's why we work on these zones, because if we can't control into that first zone, it starts getting tougher as we go away, okay? And we can, you could say, but Josh, why don't we just play shape different? Why don't we just, why don't we just do this? Because this is so easy. Why don't we just do this? We just do this. We just use our English, right? Okay, because we missed the ball and we get over there. And then now we're hitting a 4-rail shot down. It's like, no, that's not the way I want to play. I want to play simple. Okay, so whatever, you guys can argue in your own head watching how I'm teaching you. But this is the concept. So hope this helped. It's fun. I liked it. This is really helpful for me. It's good to remember this for the next shot, set up the runs, pretty exciting. Hit a shot, I'm uncomfortable. I'm doing this stuff with you guys here. It's helpful, I thank you. It's awesome. Irene told me to stop touching my face on the podcast, so watch the next podcast. I'm not gonna be touching my face the whole time. And awesome, love you guys, see you next time, bye.